Welcome everyone to another video. Invest the Rest here, doing a quick update on the $10,000 high yield dividend income focused account. If you didn't catch my full portfolio update from yesterday, definitely check that out. I go over the last week and a half of all three $10,000 accounts and all three strategies in depth in that video. It is a longer video. I've added chapters if you're only interested in one or two of the different strategies that I'm following along here in 2025. Definitely check out that video. But today, for the $10,000 dividend account, some new dividend announcements came out, and there's quite a few changes to the portfolio overall. So at the end, we'll go over the summary tab just to give everybody an idea how quickly all these strategies can turn for the better or for the worse. So thank you again for joining me. If it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button, be notified of new updates, give me a like down below, comment what you like and what you don't like. I know many of you have been asking for the spreadsheets that I use to track my portfolios and my investment progress. I am very close to releasing those. Those will most likely be available this coming weekend. So stay tuned for those. Now, before I get into the details, like always on all of my videos that I've put out so far, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and these videos are for entertainment purposes only, really tracking my financial journey based on the information that I have and that I've learned based on my own research. So let's take a look at the $10,000 dividend account. If you did watch last night's video, you know that this account was almost 11% in the negative for total return. Now, between last night or yesterday's market close and today's market close, less than 24 hours, but really one trading day later, this account went from, I think it was right around negative 10.8% in the red to negative 7.6. So if we round up to 11 and we round up to 8, we make the math easy. We have gained 3% in a single day, okay? And I think that really shows how this account can be very poor in a bear market and can be very good in a bull market. However, it can always continues whether the capital return is doing well or the capital return is doing bad. Because of that high exposure to the downside, it is always paying those dividends. So let's scroll down to the March table, the March dividend table. What's new as of today? Well, we had three announcements today, as you can see right here. GOOY, YBIT, YBIT, and QDTE are only weekly paying dividend ETF. So for GOOY, right, they announced 32, rounding up to 33 cents per share. I have 70 shares in this portfolio, giving me a total of $23 added to the account. Now, if we look up in February, GOOY did pay 38.77 cents per share, so a little bit lower this month. And if we look up at January, GOOY paid 33 cents per share. So 33 cents up to right around 39 cents. So 33, 39, back to 33. Okay, so fairly consistent performance from GOOY. That is one of the reasons that it's in this portfolio. They give a reasonable, respectable dividend payment monthly. The underlying Google, I don't have any concerns. I think it's a good company. I don't think it's going anywhere. And so I think the underlying stock has value. And so I think this one is a good ETF to have in this portfolio to give some consistency, take away some of the peaks and valleys of, Coney, which is, crypto based, or maybe NVDY, which has the underlying of NVIDIA. That's been fairly volatile lately. I think GOOY has been very consistent in my experience over the past couple of months and over the past year or so since I've been investing in these funds. YBIT, right, probably a little bit more of a volatile ETF, 43.5 cents per share this month. 75 shares in this portfolio, giving me a total of $32.68 added for the total of March. Now, if we look at February for YBIT, 55 cents in February and 79 cents in January. So we went from 79 to 55 to 43. So decline of YBIT so far. Now again, I would expect really all the dividend payments to decline because of the current market conditions that we've all been battling over the past couple of weeks. Not a great environment for these funds, but they're still paying a very reasonable dividend considering the price of the ETF, right? YBIT, my average cost basis for YBIT is $12.75 per share. The current price, if you wanted to get into YBIT, is only $10.39 per share. And you're getting, anywhere from 40 cents to 80 cents per share every month, right? So I think it's still a good fund. I like it because of the volatility. And again, I picked some of the higher performing ETFs, some of the higher paying dividend ETFs that I've seen from December, right? My projection based on December totals. And with the higher paying dividend funds comes higher volatility. But like I said, I've tried to levelize some of that by adding things like AMZY, GOOY, MAXI, which I think have all been very consistent, very stable in my experience since these funds were created and released and made available. Lastly, QDTE, 27, rounding up to 28 cents per share. I have 15 shares, $4.16. I think that's one of the highest paying weekly payments from QDTE. The previous week was 23 cents. The week before that was only 15 cents. Again, on a monthly or rolling average, I expect QDTE to pay somewhere between 18 and 27 cents on average every single week, right? Week 1 of March was low, 15 cents. Week 3 of March is on the higher end at 28 cents, and then week 2 was at 23, right in the middle. If we look at February, QDTE week 4, 26 cents. Week 3, 24.5 cents. Again, week 2, 25 cents. And then week 1, 23 cents. So right at that 20 to 25 cent mark. And that's performance I've seen pretty much since QDTE was made available as an investment product. So $22, $23, $32, $68, and $4.16 brings us to that total. Again, if you caught last night's video, I was hoping to crest that $300 total, which we did by $4.52. So up to $304 for the month of March. We still have 4 more announcements. Some of these are heavy hitters, right? MVDY and PLTY. If we look up here in February, $1.61 for MVDY, and then a massive $6 for PLTY. Now, I don't expect PLTY to pay $6 every single month. However, PLTY, again, if we take a look up here, is one of the few funds that has been performing fairly well, right? It's one of only 2 funds that are in the positive at an 11% total return. And so I think PLTY has a very good chance to pay a very high dividend, next week. Wednesday of next week, we'll find out what that's going to be. I have a very strong inclination that it's going to be right at that $3 mark or higher, but we will see. So hopefully we can get to the $450 mark. Again, PLTY, the shocker from last month, really put us up near that $550 mark to actually put us ahead of the January total. So far in January, February, March, right at the beginning of 2025, we're right at $550. That's below our goal of $675 based on our projection from December, but market conditions have been neutral to unfavorable for these types of funds and this investment strategy. So I hope towards the end of the year, if the market is able to recover, we're going to see these funds start to perform quite a bit better. But like I said, scrolling back up here to the main table, we were at negative 11% total return last night. We are now at negative 8%, rounding those numbers more specifically, negative 7.66%, and 3% overnight, boom, just like that. we have a couple days and all of a sudden we're back in the net positive. So it just shows how volatile this account can be. 11% total return for PLTY, 12.54% for SMCY. Those are the front runners. You know, SQY and MAXI still struggling at negative almost 26% and 20% respectively. But the rest of them have gained quite a bit of ground, working their way back to that zero mark and hopefully into the green. So we are gaining additional money. We will take the $400 or so that we earn in March, invest it for the beginning of April, and continue that dividend snowball and hopefully get above, I'd like to get above $600 in the month of April. That would be a good goal based on having at that point invested almost $11,300 if we count the dividends we've earned in March. So I think earning, you know, $600 on that $11,000 total investment, obviously starting at an original balance of $10,000, but I think earning $600 on an $11,000 investment per month is still very good income. It's a great income, passive income generator, in my opinion. So I'm not going to go over the other two accounts in detail. I'm going to keep tonight's video very short, but I do want to go over here to the summary page. We were in the hole across all three accounts last night, $62. We had lost $62 overall. And I put it like this so you could all guess, but if we reveal what we are at now, less than 24 hours later, we are now in the positive, almost $400. So we had about a $400 swing from yesterday through the trading day today. You know, Dividend account is a major player in that, and also the growth account. I will go to the growth account really fast. You know, it was up near negative 8%. Right now we're under negative 6%. So the whole market gained some ground today. We got more dividends added to the account, more of that direct money deposited into my brokerage account. The growth account made up some ground, and you know, the stocks, all the stocks, the whole market's moving in the right direction to really make some good moves. In if I scroll over here to the option account in week 11 and in week 12 to really make some big moves in the options account. So from negative $62 overall to a positive $371.89. Very exciting move. It just shows how the combination of these three strategies are working together to keep the net gains of the account in the positive, and how different market conditions affect, you know, these accounts differently. So that's the video for today. I wanted to cover those new dividend announcements. I'm always happy to report on dividends being announced and more money entering the account, right? Because that is the point of that account, is for that cash flow on a monthly basis. So quick video tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning in, checking it out. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up down below. Hit that subscribe button. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Really helps my channel out. Keeps me motivated to release the spreadsheet. You know, continue the videos on a weekly basis or even a daily basis when warranted. And let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like, or let me know what you're experimenting with in your own portfolios, in your own investment strategies. Put the comments down below. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching the video today. I'll catch you on the next one.